business development director in Viviamo, and my barkada in college, and has been helping me in BDJ since day one in various ways. So, ayan.
Thanks, Dar, for the intro. Nagulat naman ako doon.
Ayan. Pero we just have a few viewers, so hindi pa narinig ng mga tao. So, hello. We're just waiting for you guys to come in. We're starting a bit early today because one of our coaches need to leave early. And since it's a tama ba, diba? Third Wednesday of the... Third Wednesday of the month, we still have the Gandama Live. So I hope hindi kayo magsawa sa akin. And tutulungan ako dyan. That's why I have my buffer, M. And then later, to handle our coaches, as you guys know, is si Jasmine Mendiola, who is also part of our team, will be sharing and talking to our coaches for our Sweet 16 anniversary. So, please, the Bellas who are watching, ayan, there's Rochelle. Please do share where you're watching us from. So, why are we doing this, Em? Bakit ba tayo naka-series this week?
Well, kasi we feel like the work that we put in terms of a coaching experience is so much. And it might be overwhelming if we introduce it in one go, right? So, medyo warm up yung kahapon that we introduced. We have coaching experience, and actually, how we call it is PDJ is like a life plan. Diba? Kasi may life coaching na kasama. So, today and tomorrow and Friday, we talk a bit more about the program that we developed and how the Bellas can access that when they get their BDJ 2022. So, important talaga bumili kayo ng 2022 kasi may planner ka na, may coach ka na kausap, meron pang meditation, and then you also have virtual reality na meditation. And
correct.
Coupons, of course. So, ang dami. Sabi ko nga kahapon, it's like a fruit salad. Kasi sa halagang $5.99, ang daming kasama.
Yes,
so,
sobra.
Yun. Ang daming kailangan pag-usapan about coaching, and we're here again today to talk more about ano pa ba yung laman ni Belle de Jour, our planner 2020. Comments.
Yes. Kasi yung one of the reason guys that we're doing this live is because we are celebrating the Sweet 16 or the 16th anniversary of the PDJ Planner. So we celebrate it around November kasi that's the time that we launched the planner for the following year. So that's how we started. But of course, diba, I think for all the Bellas who've been following us in the past few years, medyo maaga na kami nag-release ng planners from
September.
November, naging October, tapos ngayon mga late September nag-release na kami ng planners. So, but we still celebrate the birthday of PDJ in November because the first time ever we released PDJ like for the year 2006 for the 2007 planner. We released it ng November. Oo, actually, sa totoo lang, last week yun ng November eh.
So, maaga pa rin tayo, Dar.
Maaga pa din to. And kaya guys, tiniming din namin na November 16 kasi wala lang 16. Kasi Sweet 16.
Hinabal talaga namin to.
Mm-mm.
And just in time also for eclipse season and the end of ghost month in Vedic or Hindu astrology. So timing din, perfect timing rin to talk about new things and letting go of things also that aren't serving us anymore.
Exactly. Lunar eclipse diba? November 19.
Oo, tas marami pa yan. So it's a series actually. Mm-hmm. So prepare.
And it's really a time, but Bellas, if you're feeling the energy of parang having to, I guess, clear up your past or parang yung mga things that we've been ignoring, whether internally, externally, I guess this is the time na tinatawag tayo ng energies of the world.
Actually, eclipse is like a shadow, diba? Parang shadow niya. So, perfect time for shadow work or inner work is now.
Yes.
which is
Correct,
also
correct.
timely because we're starting a new year in less than what? Less than 40 something days? Tama ba?
Yes.
Ang lapit na lang.
Less than 6 weeks, nakaka-pressure. Nakaka-pressure, guys, di ba? I think around ganyan na, ang lapit na before the end of the year. Hello, ayan. But we're still excited. We're still being hopeful with whatever we can still do with balance year. Kasi guys, I mean, madami pa namang araw before end of the year. So may chance pa humabol to maximize or to recover what we have in this 2021.
Actually, Dar, I don't feel the year slowing down nga eh. Usually, di ba, parang ngayon, slow down na. Pero parang nagre-review ako ng calendar ko kanina, journal ko rin. Dami pang kailangan i-meet, dami pang kailangan kausapin, right? So, buti na lang ang topic natin tonight also is journaling. So,
Yes.
it's one of our key essentials that we determined yesterday, di ba? So, we have planning, we have journaling, meditation, and coaching. So, yun yung parang four, ano ba tawag natin doon, Dar? Pillars ba of
Yes.
well-being?
Yes.
Or
Support.
how we get access to support. Yeah,
Yes, correct. Kasi, so guys, the reason that we spread it out for 4 days, kasi we thought about the 4 principles that we wanted the PDJ 2022, parang we want to be able to base it on what kind of support do we need to thrive. Kasi, diba, in the past few years, we've been doing may journaling tayo, diba? In-introduce din natin yung planning. Last year, we launched the first planning and journaling summit that we also continued on this year. But somehow, di ba parang something still missing? Ano pang kulang? Parang nagpo-planning naman ako, nagjo-journaling naman ako. Bakit? Why can't I seem to get things moving forward? And that is why when we envision or conceptualize our PDJ 2022, syempre with our amazing team, dami talagang ideas lumalabas, nanganganak. And Em and myself and a lot of people in our company are doing a lot of coaching. Shout out to our company coach, si Andrea, and my personal coach, kung nakikinig si Coach Chris. So, generally, we have experienced a lot of benefits from coaching.
Actually, Dar, now that you mention it, our company was the pilot for this coaching experience. Diba? Because we've been doing this since 2019, even before the pandemic. And I actually consider our company very, very lucky because we got into that space before tayo nag-work from home. Imagine, pag hindi tayo nag-take ng initiative. Thanks to you, Dar, for your futuristic for enrolling the whole company into coaching. Kasi otherwise, paano na while everyone's at home?
I think it was my activator.
Oo, it was also maybe your intuition, which I want to honor and thank. Because we haven't seen each other in the office for 2 years. And it's been working so far for Viviamo, right?
Correct.
We feel even more connected because yun nga, we've taken the time to have coaching conversations within the company.
Correct. Yes, kasi one of the biggest or best ways to grow is really through difficult conversations, and we know we have a lot of those in our company. Kasi parang yun nga, it's one of our ways talaga to be able to encourage parang speaking out and parang honoring like where we are, where we stand, and what can we do to move forward. And that's why Bella's, yun nga, jam-packed yung 2022 natin na planner with coaching experience, 1 per month. We have 1 new coach, 1 new workshop per month. That is
Hope you can share your top 5 strengths daw, according to Mitch. Oh,
Ikaw muna.
Tara.
Ay, ako muna. My number one is I'm a learner. Kaya siguro minsan na-overwhelm yung team ko. Kasi when I learn something, I really pass it on. I love like learning new things and then I keep on passing on. Sometimes I have to parang discipline parang myself in that kasi para lang hindi ko ma-overwhelm yung mga tao. Number two is relator. My only relationship building strength in my top 15. So, yung pinaka-clickish pa. So, pinaka-clickish sa lahat ng relationship building strengths. And I guess it's really, I guess, in a way, it's my introvert side, I guess. And then, at the same time, my high expectation for authenticity with other people. Um, it's very important for me that parang people are just authentic because I'm authentic. So, minsan, I come off too strong, but on it, in a way, I don't want to apologize for being who I am, but diba? And then number three is strategic. So I lead with the strategic ano talaga. I have a lot of strategic strengths. Strategic is number three. Number four is ideation. So Jasmine in the backstage was just telling me earlier, giving me affirmation na on my ideas that Dar, your ideas are really good. Ganyan. So I appreciate it, Jazz. So minsan ang dami ko ng idea. So minsan overwhelming din siya kasi syempre strategically, hindi mo pwedeng i-overwhelm yung mga tao with all the ideas. So, but I make those many connections in my head. And then number five is futuristic, as you shared earlier, Em.
I didn't know, Dar, that you were just number 3 strategic. I thought it was 2. So anyway, while you were sharing, I had an insight. Kasi diba you like learning and then you like to pass it on to people. That's what you said. So ako naman, my strength is intellection. So pag tinapon mo sa akin and I'm curious about it, aaralin ko siya. And then I find joy and I like the flow that I achieve whenever I obsess about a certain topic, especially when I'm really interested in it. Then my second is input. So both thinking, very mental strengths, yung input and intellection. And then third is connectedness, which is my favorite strength and my only relationship building strength also in the top 5. And then 4 is strategic. 4 is learner. And then 5 is strategic. So, I guess I na-appreciate ko yung sarili ko kasi after gathering so much information for the first 2 strengths, I make sure that it's harmonized and it affects the highest good of all. And then, I use my strategic also and my learner to pick up kung ano yung essential. So, yun, mas na-appreciate ko talaga yung sarili ko and I got into strengths coaching and learned more about the strengths that we naturally have. Thanks for that question. Medyo na tayo, but yeah, it's also part of coaching, diba? To find out what you're strong at so that you're not beating yourself up all the time. Because mas mahirap to transform if you're always in that space of kawawa naman ako or ganito
what's
na
wrong
ako.
with me? Yes.
Yeah, or you can't change me anymore, diba? So
Correct,
you're talking about the perfect people that we want to talk to are those people who are in that space where they are open to change and they're also thirsting for more, diba, in their life, who want to make a difference. Hindi yung parang kampante na ako, kontento na ako, or complacent na ako na ganito ako and yung life ko.
Correct,
Ayun.
correct. Yes, correct. Definitely, this is the realm of positive psychology or grounded in positive psychology, which generally means that we focus on what's right with us versus what's wrong with us. So, kaya napakagaling. M is also trained or training to be a coach in transformational coaching. I dabble again my learner and my strategic, unlike M's intellection and input, parang ako medyo nagsiskim talaga sa top. I really like the breadth na parang malawak.
Bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view. Tapos parang different perspectives. I make all those connections. Tapos si M yung lumalalim, yung deep dive. Sa mga gusto
I like
intellect.
structuring things kasi parang gusto ko naka-file neatly in my head. Parang librarian na may card catalog.
Sa
Then I
akin
pull it out.
may structure pero very, parang siya, wide, hindi pababa.
Hindi,
Oo,
gets. I get it.
So,
Get it.
nakakatawa. Ayan. So, essentially, guys, the reason we've also wanting to introduce these 4 concepts with you guys, which is journaling. Tonight is our topic is journaling. Journaling for love, for self-love. Yesterday, we talked about meditation for clarity. So, if you guys missed it last night, please don't forget to catch it in our Facebook page. Pwede naman kayong mag-team
Team
replay.
replay na lang kayo.
Oo, team replay. And then, tomorrow is planning, di ba?
Planning for courage.
Planning
with courage.
Planning with courage. And the last day on Friday is coaching
for abundance.
For abundance. Ayan. Kasi we
Ganda.
wanted to, di ba? Maganda siya. Kasi we really wanted to ground talaga our intention. And I guess sa totoo lang, I don't even know how to make things better for BDJ on the 17th year. Kasi para sa ko, grabe naman to si Jazz, ang dami nila ng pinasok, ang taba din ng utak na parang, di ba, with the concept of BDJ, of I am,
Yeah.
di ba, yung I am light, I am enough, I am abundant, parang, aren't these the things na essences that we really want to absorb and
embody,
embrace. Para ma-feel din natin yun nga yung thriving na, which is one of the core things also that we want in Viviamo, right, Em?
Actually, when you were talking about the themes, naisip ko nga, ang ganda ng ginawa natin, Tar, because we pair the action with a value. So, diba, planning is equal to courage. Journaling is love, self-love.
Correct.
Hindi nga lang love diba? Self-love pa, which is sobrang ganda and malalim na kind of love because it's for yourself. Normally, external tayong lahat. And then coaching for abundance and then meditation for clarity. So, I guess that's the space of BDJ. Not just the brand, the Bellas in the community, and also us who are behind the brand. So, it's a journey back to our essence values, sabi mo nga. Kaya, ang ganda ng theme, ang laman. And dapat lang talaga, mag-devote tayo ng one whole week to talk about all the inclusions.
Sobra, oo.
Kasi pag di mo pa binili yung BDJ after panoorin tong 5 lives na to, ewan ko na lang sa'yo. Diba? I mean, kahapon pa nga lang day 1 of talking about coaching, parang sold na ako eh. We haven't even talked about it in detail, like how to access it.
Yes, and which reminds me, kasi baka sakalin ako, I keep on forgetting our promos.
The promos.
Exclusive promos just for this week since we're celebrating our Sweet 16 in shop.ilovebdj. Nag-roll back tayo ng prices to 15% off to our launch prices in our website just this week, guys. So if you haven't bought any of our planners, please do check them out. And we do also have promos for tonight. If you share our live, tag people, you get a chance to win 1,000 peso worth of gift certificate from Lazada. So, sa atin na lang, diba? Guys, alam mo naman natin, sulat yung mga GCs dyan, yung mga na nakukuha natin kay Lazada. Yeah. So, please do check it out. Please do share this post and we can, so you get a chance to win. And then, again, yun nga, madami tayong promos in line for the month. So, I'm flashing some of those at the bottom. Aside from the 15% off on all 2022 planners in shop.ilovebdj.com, you can get a free PVC protector when you spend a minimum of 1,499. You just need to use the code FREEPVC. And don't forget, pag gumagamit kayo ng code, you have to add it in the cart and then magiging 0 lang yung value niya. And or kung meron na kayong PVC, you would prefer shipping, promo, pwede rin yun. At 100 off at 1,000. Minimum also of 1,499. So, yung promo code is free ship 100. So, ayan.
You have to input the promo code in the website when they check out.
Yes. Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Mhm.
Or hindi na kayo magko-customer service. In-announce na namin ni Darha.
So, you
The
can
VR is
share.
also 50%, right?
Yes. If you get a planner, you can get this VR for 50% off. Free nag-uusapan lang namin kanina yung promo code on this one. The promo code for this one is Plan with VR. So, if you want to get this with your planner, it's Plan with VR. So, since we're talking about BDJM, ano bang favorite month mo? Your
Naku,
birthday
hindi ko na
month.
naman dinala yung sa akin. Sabi ko na
Wait lang. I have to get it kasi yung
Actually, the
na-grab ko.
pages look so different. I mean, good different ha. Parang iba yung energy ng pages. Yun lang masasabi ko. Shout out to Jazz and Ray. Iba yung energy for 2020. So,
Yes.
to you, Bellas, who will get it, let us know what you feel.
Yes.
Pagtingin nyo ng planners ninyo.
I really
Ganda
love
lahat.
the artwork. Maganda talaga lahat.
Ganda lahat.
And, yun nga. So, for each month, meron tayong affirmation. I am joyful. And then, you have your worksheet pages, diba? If you're a regular Bella, you've seen this. We've done this for many years already. We also have the QR code, diba? So we've also been doing this mga 4 or 5 years that we have the QR code. So for the past 2 years, we've shown you a video on how you can use this. And you also have a downloadable na you can change your phone background, wallpaper, ganyan, and desktop using the artwork for the month and the affirmation of the month. But this year, this 2022, ano yung bagong dagdag dito sa QR code
It's their
natin?
gateway to the platform that we have for the coaching experiences. So, diba? So, yan yung pinaka-important na feature
Correct,
ng designers namin. Aside from the magandang calendar.
Meron kang free coaching experience with 12 different coaches, internationally accredited coaches in different fields and different disciplines to coach you in terms of the affirmation for the month. In fact, for all you guys who are who already bought your BDJ planner, you can already scan and nag-prepare yung team led by Jasmine a gratitude meditation that you can already access. And the rest we will be we will be announcing when it will be accessible. Syempre before the month starts. Diba? Ayan. So meron
Excited rin kami.
Excited.
To experience it. That's why may konti na siyang laman. So you can start already.
Correct. May worksheets then, digital worksheets that will match the affirmation for the month. And then, meron pa tayong isa, yung kasama nga yung QR code. The meditation videos. And what's so special about our meditation videos is that we also work with a virtual reality 360 video creator. So, you use this and you're transported as if, kasi you can look up, look down, look left, look right, as in, makita nyo. And we're featuring 12 locations in the country, in the Philippines. So, love our own, diba? Love the Philippines.
Yes, lalo na in the next year, elections.
Siyempre, kailangan natin, kailangan talaga natin maging responsible with our choices.
Correct.
So,
excited to see the Philippines. Virtual, di ba? Ang daming hindi nakaka-travel ngayon, but no need for FOMO kasi try nyo yung virtual experiences namin with the I Am Cardboard, I'm sure kahit pa paano masasatisfy yung thirst mo for wanderlust.
Correct. Do you want to share like one of our frameworks that we use in Viviamo, and well, particularly BDJ, yung pathway natin to dream empowerment?
Okay. Sorry bear with us. Belas, but kami talaga ma-framework kami ni Dar. That's your strategic, that's your learner. So, we keep talking about dream empowerment in BDJ. We actually want to own dream empowerment. But it's not so automatically understood. Diba? So, ano ba yung dream empowerment? Normally, people would always say empowerment. The other women groups would use empowerment. But for BDJ, we want to differentiate a bit and call it dream empowerment. So, as a team, we brainstormed on what is the roadmap? Paano ka ba magiging considered na dream-powered? What does
Correct.
the path look like for Abella? So, yung pathway, it's actually an acronym and it stands for different values. We don't have visual aids, so sasabihin ko na lang, no? P in pathway stands for passion. A stands for ability. D stands for togetherness. H is very important. It stands for healing or giving compassion to yourself. And then W stands for wisdom. Aligning learnings with purpose, meaning when you experience things and it's not all good, okay lang because you take something from it naman. There's some knowledge, there's some wisdom that you gain, and hopefully that you apply in your next relationships or next experiences that follow. Then A is acceptance or embracing yourself with your personal power and standing firm and grounded on that. And then Y is our favorite, saying yes to yourself or choosing joy by choosing yourself. So yun yung meaning ng pathway. Naalala nyo ba walang visual? So passion, ability, togetherness, healing, wisdom, acceptance, and saying yes to yourself. So, yun yung parang framework namin of values that we hope to bring in whenever we produce any product or any digital experience for you, Bellas, or any other engagement that we have. Yun yung values that we commit to.
So, and that's why, really, kasi, diba, the pagod that we feel during the pandemic, in the past few years, there's really a sense of disempowerment. So, we and BDJ and Viviamo, we really want to journey with you from disempowered to dream powered. And we say that we journey with you kasi hindi naman namin i-claim na we're 100% there already. Because we believe that this is a process and we want to be able to be with you side by side. Let's do this together. Let's grow into dream empowerment together. Ayan, ang galing si Ayla typing it down in our banner below. So that is our pathway to dream empowerment. Ayan.
Yeah, because Lord, parang na-remember ko si Coach Balot kahapon. She mentioned she's a grief coach. And grief na is one of those things that is never a straight line. Akala mo you're over the loss already, no? Pero
correct.
later on, may bursts pa rin na lalabas. So, we don't pretend that we know the clear path. We just know that it's up and down, spiral. But it's a commitment to keep journeying, to keep traveling the path, to keep choosing, actually.
To keep moving, and sometimes even moving does not necessarily mean physically that you're moving. Because sometimes when we say keep moving forward, sometimes you need to pause to be able to move. So,
or you need to breathe.
You need to breathe.
Moving
correct. That's why meditation is part of the part of the 4 pillars. Principles. The 4 principles of our BDJ 2022 experience. So, we want to be able to move forward with meditation. Tonight, we're going to do journaling. Tomorrow, we'll do planning. And on Friday, we will be doing coaching. And with that, thank you guys
Are the
for
coaches ready?
Yes,
Are
ready na
they?
sila. Ready na, ready na.
Okay.
So thank you, Em. I will bring in Jazz, who will handle the segment. But guys, please stay on and watch me
For
also
dark.
Kandama,
8 o'clock.
our third Wednesday on the month. We just moved it 1 hour later to accommodate our Sweet 16. So I'll see you guys later, and please enjoy the conversations we're gonna have with our coaches and Jazz. So bye.
Bye.
Hello! Bye, Em! Thanks, Star! Alright. Meron pa akong glitters in my face. Hello, hello! Okay, good evening, everyone! So, I'm so excited. Kahit natutulog ako tonight, nahawa na ako sa kids. I really wanted to be here tonight and welcome our esteemed coaches and guests. So kanina di ba bine-mention ni Dar at saka ni Em na tonight is all about journaling with love. And there's really nothing like cracking open a new journal as in ako nga at saka yung isang guest natin. So pinag-excited ginagamit ko na yung 2022 journal ko. Siniksip ko na yung November at saka yung December ko dito. And then grabbing your favorite pen, sitting down for a writing session. So it's actually a tried and tested true form of self-care. Ayan. I think if 16 years na ang BDJ and you've been with us for that long, you know that journaling can help you achieve your goals, increase your emotional intelligence, boost your confidence. So makakakilala kayo ng mga confident ladies this evening, and even heal from very difficult experiences. So, mamaya may paboy abunda tayo, charot lang. But there's really a common challenge people run into when they want to start a journaling habit. Ano ba yung, usually, ano ba sulat ko? Diba? Parang sometimes you get stumped. Ano ba? Composition pa to? Essay writing contest. So, for our day 2 of the Sweet 16 live specials, we will talk about journaling with love. O, diba? Ate Helen lang ang teka. Ang tanda nung ganito. And tonight, we are joined by our coaches in alphabetical order, ladies. Walang favoritism to. A US-trained beauty expert and beauty and self-love content creator. Please welcome Fernando, an NLP and Gallup Strengths Finder certified trainer and the president and CEO of the company who introduced me to the concept of coaching so many years ago. Train Station Singapore, Philippines, and Hong Kong, Arel Mangaliag Herrera. And last but not the least, a very, very good friend of mine, someone so close to my heart, Ninang of my eldest son, internationally certified Enneagram coach and certified quantum human design specialist. That's Agustin! Come on down, girl! Dapat may music to eh, di ba? Pag ganito. Wala eh.
Hey!
Hi!
Hello, squirrel friends!
Bakit natawag-tawa sa akin, Nara?
Na-expect ko na yung riot dito eh. Na-expect ko na yung energy nitong live na to eh.
Wala. Ano na to? Puro energy na lang ba?
Partida ha, sinisipon pa ako. Mamaya tumutulo na yung sipon ko dito. Kamusta kayong tatlo?
Ito, ready na kahapon pa.
Ako si Karen. Kahapon na pala na 16, November 16. Buti na lang sabi ko, Karen, bukas ka pa.
Weird ako kahapon, no? Tapos, sabi ni Jasmine, bukas ka pa. Eh, naka-makeup na ako. Ano, picture na lang muna. Ready na for tomorrow.
Ang dami ko na i-tiktok ni Karen.
Yes! Ako, ang prolific na TikTok ko bigla. Naka-6 posts ako.
So proud of you.
Wait, teka lang. Konting paalala, hanggang alas 8 lang itong show na to. And Karen has to leave us at 7:45. So,
Yes.
Becca, kung meron kayong mga questions, kung ready time nyo na sa
kanila. Tera.
Hindi pa ma-apply natin. Hindi tayo seryosohin ng mga ano natin. Pero, so guys, just so you know, Ara, Tess, and Corel are three of the 12 coaches. So we went 3 of them yesterday. Yung chill na party natin kahapon. So sa meditation. Ngayon, it's about journaling and journaling with love. So sana mahalin nyo kaming apat today. But wait. Yung totoo, kahit na, kasi just so you know, we're all from theater. The same theater org, kaya parang ganap na kami dito.
Energy.
Ang energy namin ay ganito kataas. How is this season of life? How does this season of life look like for you? Yes, ikaw ma, parang,
Ako talaga no.
ma, kamusta ka naman?
Okay naman, mabuti. No, for me, this season is a lot about, I would say, it's integrative work for me. Kasi like, and I have to, like, speaking like what? In human design, there's a profile. It means when you have a line 6 in your profile, you have like 3 phases where you spend like the first 30 years of your life, essentially para kang line 3 na learning through life, through experimentation and trial and error. And I've done a lot of that in my first 30 years. Medyo nasobrahan nga yata. And then your next phase is now all about taking all of the things that you learned in those 30 years and then, applying it, eventually fully becoming your role, yung vision mo, ano ba yung sarili mo as a role model for others as you work towards your last phase. So I'm there. I'm in the second phase. I'm integrating a lot of things I've learned. I'm adding a little bit of those into it now, and slowly, gradually, like sharing it also to others. So yeah, that's where I am.
So proud of you. I'm so happy that you're able to share it with our community. Thank you. God,
Who knew?
Oh my goodness. This year I turned 48. So I'm the oldest, no, sa ating lahat, no? Yes, 48 ladies.
Hindi naman halata. Hindi naman naman talagang dalaga sa amin.
Nakukontour lang yan. Kaya ako malayo. Pag malapit ako, puro contour yan. So, and I love lang being 48 and having 2 children na very young. I have an 8-year-old and I have a 3-year-old. Imagine, no? So parang, in this season of my life, usually a lot of the people I know at my age already have grown up kids. They are usually, medyo mas steady na yung energy. But I find myself in this season, still as active as ever. I've always been a very active person. Nakilala niyo ako nung mga bata pa po kayo. nung mga bagets pa, si Jazz at sila Ara, na-meet nila ako na at that time in my life, I was like rock and roll, right? But dumating yung point of like, yung sinabi ni Tets kanina na integration and, being a trainer, a motivational speaker, doing a lot of that, being on stage. I've been very, very, very busy, traveling has been nonstop 8 times in a week, barely breathing, and with my kids pa, I hardly had time for myself. And what this pandemic actually did for me was to really stop the world. Because when I was doing, all of these talks, kahit gaano ka kapagod, sakit lang ang makakapagpigil sa akin. I mean, not sakit-sakit ha, hospital. So I would really overwork to the point of exhaustion that I would get hospitalized. But in the hospital, I have meetings. So nandadaya ako. I would have meetings, I would have calls. And I think what this season was for me was like God stopped it and said, stop everything. None of your clients are working. So none of your clients are available. So I can say that this is also a season for taking care of myself. I'm taking care of the people I love the most. And really, I can say that despite being a motivational speaker for almost 30 years, I've had the best mental state during this lockdown. I mean, and it has, because it's really that pause that you need to nurture this warrior mama, that you need to make sure that, are you okay? You keep on giving to the world, but how are you? So, I think that is my season.
Thank you, Rel. Ara, ikaw, para standing ovation ka na dyan.
Kasi sobrang seryoso ng mga answer nila, napapalakpak na lang talaga ako. Siyempre nung nabasa ko yung season of
life, inisip ko yung 4 seasons.
Tama rin
So 4 seasons. So I felt na my season right now is fall. Kasi you have to, di ba, itong pandemic, it was a time for you to reflect and then kailangan ilagas mo things that are not important. So you're really stripped down to the essential. And that's what I really feel na season ko right now. Parang preparation siya for spring eh. So syempre, ang dami mong pinagdadaanan.
No, but really, sasagot din ako. I mean, I saw this homeschooling moms post graph na parang hindi naman laging blooming, di ba, ang buhay. So there's also that season of depression, yung season of fall. So there's really a time that ako, nandun ako ngayon, hindi naman halata, di ba, sa image consultant effect natin. Okay, so although I know already the answer to this question, let's share naman to our Bellas. Saka patiin natin sila ng happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary!
Reverse, ano naman tayo? Alphabetical Ara, mauna ka naman. Ano ang origin story mo? Kasi I'm sure some of our PDJ girls know you as part of our community or as our ever-empowering TikToker. Ano naman, kwentuhan mo naman kami ng sinaunang panahon, what your origin is as a coach, ganyan, or your discipline in life.
Yung MMK ba or yung sinulat ko na lang dito?
Yung totoo.
Journey ko was, syempre diba, tayo taga-theater eh. We all dreamt of becoming a performer, an actor, ganyan. So that was my original dream. Pero, hindi ko alam if everybody knows, but I got sick. So I had a liver disease that prevented me from doing my dream. Kasi mo, nagulat si Jazz, di niya alam. So, katulad, nakaka-relate ako kay Karel eh. Ako yung ospital, yung parang pa-perform ako. Pag hindi ako o ospital, magpa-perform ako. So that's what happened to me. And the doctor said na hindi ka na pwedeng mag-artista kasi hindi mo kaya yung puyat. Yun. So, that's when I started doing makeup. And for the last 16 years, I've been making people feel and look beautiful. And I didn't realize yung effect until nitong pandemic na yung sarili ko na lang yung mini-makeupan ko. Parang I didn't know how my clients felt, how it changed their perspective of themselves. Kasi gusto ko lang napapaganda eh, kasi masaya siya. It's a form of art, di ba? I get to travel. Ang daming perks na pagiging makeup artist, alam ni Jazz yan. But nung nagkaroon ng pandemic at nawalan ako ng trabaho, doon ko na-realize, hala, baka makalimutan ko. So I did makeup on myself. And that's when I realized, ang sarap pala ng feeling. Ay, ito pala nafe-feel ng mga client ko. So, yun. So, ito talagang journey ko. Ito yung peak eh. Itong pandemic talaga yung, sarili ko pala yung hindi ko napapaganda. So, that's where I started appreciating everything about myself and loving myself. Yun.
Yan lang. Thank you. Si Ara. Thank you so much, Ate Ara. Goddess, ikaw.
Bakit mo binilisan na Ara? Tagal mo dapat para... Ang dami.
7:45 ka kasi kaya binilisan ko. Kailangan lahat ng time sa'yo.
Uy, sobra ko naman. Equal to divided by. Okay, so 2 minutes joke. So, origin story. I am... 1973, I was born. And actually, I come from a poor family. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi na, it was a family na maraming violence, drama sa hapon, sigawan. It was not the most conducive family na to grow up in. Although I was very loved. So hindi naman yung parang sobrang violent na walang love. There was love. I'm loved greatly by my dad and my mom. Ibang-iba lang yung paraan ng pagmamahal, especially ng tatay ko. So I grew up coming from that na apparently, years and years after, I've been diagnosed with histrionic personality disorder na akala ko, bongga lang ako at dramatic at artista lang ako. Histrionic personality disorder daw yun. And meron din ako depression.
Histrionic, wait lang.
Alam mo ito yan? Yung meron nun eh. Yun yung OA. Yun yung pag tinatawag kang OA ka, overly dramatic ka. Yung the flair for dramatics and the desire for drama. So growing up, I sought for drama. I looked for it. I searched for it. Kung walang drama yung buhay ko, gagawa ko ng drama. Yung ganon. Yung histrionic personality disorder that they swing to depression. Pag walang drama, or pag merong drama, sobrang nalulugmok dun sa kadramahan. and also I have ADHD. So, yun yung mga, origins growing up that way. Hindi ba halata may ADHD? I swear up! Wow! So, ganyan. So, with that, dun pala galing yung restlessness ko, yung my being such an undervalued person, the way that I saw myself, the way that I wrecked my life, the way that I had really unhealthy relationships, the way that I had unhealthy things in my life because I didn't know. In my head, I just wanted this, I just wanted that. But when I started understanding who I was, I started stopping it. I think it was 19. Maaga akong nauntog at namulat sa buhay. And parang, wala nang ibababa ito eh. Nung iniwan ako nung ex-boyfriend ko sa gutter, yun di ba, iniwan talaga ako, brinake-upan ako at iniwan ako sa may kalye. Umupo ako sa gutter, humalgulhulat. Sabi ko, wala na siguro ibabagsak pa to. And with everything that I've been through, that was the turning point when I said there's nowhere else to go but up. And that was my slow climb, going back to church, going back to my faith, going back to reading, learning, because I got kicked out of school. Imagine kung, I mean, ako, coming from a poor family, nakapag-Ateneo ko, ako lang ang mga liyag sa buong, ang kan namin, mother and father side, walang nakapag-Ateneo, and I was able to get in, tapos nagpa-kick out ako, diba? So, ang sakit din sa akin yon because of all the dreams that my parents would have for me. And from there, that climb up was all about how do I build, how can I be better, how can I make better mistakes, how can I make sure that my mistakes before were not that. And I learned how to redefine those labels that I've been labeled with. Ang daming labels sa akin noon, yung mga tipong, ganito ka lang, ito ka, ganito ang klaseng babae. I had to learn how to relabel myself and change those narratives that I had in my head. And, okay, my histrionic personality disorder is now very useful in my motivational talks because with the flair for dramatics is very useful there. Although there's no more need to find drama in my life. So that's something that I was able to make peace with. And because of that journey to get better, to, help my brother stop drugs, help my father and my entire family, nag-reconcile kami. Kung ano yung natutunan ko, ginamit ko, and I've been using NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and Applied Neurosciences, for my 25 years na. And it's like, it's not a methodology or a theory, but I've used it in my life and it changed my life. And from there, the narrative has changed. The ADHD is so useful in putting up energy. The depression is a reminder that my body also needs care. You look at all of these labels and help relabel yourself so that you can write a better narrative for you. And that's what I've also been trying to do for the people that we train, the people we coach, for my family, for communities. We do so much work for impoverished areas right now na hindi ibig sabihin na ito yung buhay mo, na dito ka pinanganak. You'll end up that way forever because you can choose to write a better story. So, got out of the
Girl power, sabi ni Jennifer, di ba?
Ang tagal na ng history natin, Madam Karel.
Sobra,
So,
diba? Alam natin itong mga story to, diba?
Oo nga, pero yung mga kwento ngayon, ano na siya,
Mature.
scientific, motivational, educational,
Grounded na.
okay, ikaw naman,
na siya.
yung origin story.
Mature na.
Ikaw kami din sa buhay eh. Parang sana na kami, ulit mature na kami. So, Ted, ano yung origin story mo? Kasi alam ko hindi tayo ganito nag-umpisa.
Where to begin? My God. Ang dami kong, nakarelate ako a lot to what, several points in Karel's origin story. I think we share a little, kasi parang, I would say, I would also not have the easiest childhood. I had a very difficult childhood. I grew up in, a household where there was drug addiction. I had memories as early as 4 na pinapapili ka. Sino yung gusto mong magulang? Doon ka sa nanay mo, doon ka sa tatay mo. Mga ganong levels. And I think throughout my, sabi ko, di ba, yung first 30 years ko, medyo talagang turbulent. Because I was so comfortable with being in a toxic environment, with being in toxic relationships. And I was not aware at all that I was, or that they were toxic to begin with. So, ang origin story ko nagsimula doon. yung gap namin ni Jasmine yan, a 7-year toxic relationship. And similar to Karel, meron akong ganyang moment. Hindi naman sa gutter, pero yung tipong lumayas ka sa bahay, ganyan. Wala ka ng bahay, wala kang mapuntahan, tapos baong ka sa utang, mga ganyan levels. So,
Dapat talaga may alcohol tayo pag ganito.
oo, merong alcohol level yan. No, but I guess I would say though that parang although I had all those like turbulent things, for me, I would say the origin of my coaching would have really begun with me becoming a mom. Because I was working as a producer for Star Cinema at the time when I got pregnant. Tapos, nag-quit ako ng trabaho ko to stay at home with my son. This was 7 years ago. And then, when I gave birth, it was like parang wala. It's like full force, like mom. There was nothing, you know. It wasn't until I was going through PPD, postpartum depression, that I had no idea that I was. And you know how typical Filipino culture, di ba? Parang wala yan, dumadrama ka lang. You know, it was all the bypassing of everything that I was feeling at the time because it was normal. Diba? Or everybody goes through that. So, dapat deadma mo lang. And the rock bottom for me was sending my kid to play school and then going home. Tapos, syempre, nasa office yung asawa ko, ganyan. Tapos, ako talaga parang umupo ako sa sala. Tapos, na-realize ko, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko. I'm so paralyzed na parang, anong gagawin ko with my life? Diba? It hit me na I was nothing except for a mom and a wife, which are, you know, very noble, you know, roles to have. But I know, I'm hindi lang yun dapat di ba? Hindi ka lang defined by pagiging nanay mo, hindi ka lang defined dahil may asawa ka, di ba? Ikaw bilang tao, meron ka rin dapat silbi at purpose in the world. So, that got me started into really rediscovering myself. Sino ba ako ngayon? Sino ba ako dati? Sino ba ako ngayon? And who do I want to be? And how do I want to relate to the world as I am now? So, that was a whole, you know, journey that got me started on this. And then for me, it was becoming a coach kasi at the time I couldn't find anybody who would provide the support that I was looking for. So sabi ko, okay, akong gagawa. And I want to be that for others, diba? So, yeah.
Yeah, ano to, parang si Ara nag-BPM siya na parang feeling niya siya daw yung sheltered sa ating lahat. But ano to, I wanted to say, hindi naman kailangan na galing ka from this languishing state all the time, diba? For you to be able to succeed in life. That's parang feeling ko what's happening here is everybody goes through this and everybody can rise above it and everybody can ask for help. In fact, I was gonna say, diba, parang ikaw, you've always been nurturing to us kahit na hindi ka parent like any of us in this season in our life. You've always been nurturing to us in tama ng Ateneo. So, feeling ko there's really somebody who would mentor you, coach you, and really help mold you into who you are now. So, galing ko sumegue sa next question ko. Sino yung tao na yon for you? Because, you know, at the end of the day, what we're trying to introduce here is, because we're always big on journaling. So before we go deep into that, journaling, planning, and, ano nga ba yung journaling, planning,
Coaching.
basta coaching. So, kasi yun yung hindi ka namin explore and that's really what we want to introduce to our community now. So, who was that for you? Kahit sino. Okay.
Sino ba?
Kahit sino.
Feeling ko si Karel dapat kasi para makuha natin yung sagot niya.
Oh my gosh. Hindi kasi ako marami talaga. Yung pinaka, ang hirap piliin in my thoughts. I've always believed yung sinasabi ni Tony Robbins na standing on the shoulders of giants. That's why you are where you are. I've done the whole shebang. I've gone through Tony Robbins. I've gone through all of these other different kinds of trainers and speakers from all over the world. Pero promise, alam mo, yung founder ng NNP, that guy, you know, with what he has developed, I can say that he has really changed my life. So a couple of years ago, you know, so when I was young, rather, I was very hurtful towards myself. So I was suicidal. I would do all of these things. I would burn myself. I would slash myself. I would do all of those things when I was younger. Then nawala yon when I started getting into NLP and doing all of these things and becoming a coach, naging okay ako. But back in 2013, something happened. I took a diet pill or a diet coffee. May diet coffee binigay sa akin ng kaibigan ko. Oy, pampapaya to, inumin mo. Tapos nung ininom ko siya, some chemical imbalance happened in my body that my husband found me on the floor. After 2 weeks of taking this, he found me on the floor sobbing and I said, I want to jump out. And I was on the 16th floor. And I'm already a motivational speaker with a son, with a company. Bakit mo gagawin yon? Doesn't make any sense, but I just said to my husband that. And then my husband said, you know what to do. Coach yung asawa ko eh. So he said, you know what to do. Then he left. So I'm like, wonderful napakagaling na provoker ng asawa ko. He was also trained by the founder of NLP, si John Grinder. But anyway, I did a session. I went to London to be trained by him for the mentorship training. And that was something I wanted to address. And he was able to help me. But long story short, he was able to help me that feeling of dread that I had. My brain got rewired somehow with this exercise or pattern that he did on me. And I'm like, oh, where is that? And I talked to him. I had tea with him. Tea. Then sabi ko sa kanya, you've managed to save my life twice. When I was young, and now as a grown woman, you just saved my life once again with this thing that you created. It's not like he did that, but with the patterns he created, I was able to get pulled out of it. So, yeah, Dr. John Grinder, and of course, my husband, who is probably one of the best coaches I've ever encountered in my life, who can, just provoke you and help you out and, give you the resources that you need. So, our Herrera, child star. Yung asawa ko.
May vlogging pa ng asawa. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you, Goddess. How about you, Teds? Who was that person for you?
Nako, honestly, I've had a lot of mentors also. Kasi, I mean, they have a lot of, tools in my arsenal. So, for every tool, you have a mentor for that. So, one for Enneagram, one for Human Design, one for Reiki, one for Shamanic Reiki, all of those things, diba? Tapos, I had a lot of teachers also for courses. I've read a lot of books. Basta lahat na. But I would say, pwera pagbubuhat ng bangko. And this, the whole reason is that the best resource or best mentor that I would still have would be myself. Kasi, and it's something that I always remind my clients, Kasi, even like, let's say I play the role of coach, mentor, strategist, consultant minsan, pero the person you're always going to be the best resource that you're ever going to need. It's just a matter of equipping yourself with the tools that you need to get there. And maybe siguro bonus na lang to have a guide to hold your hand and walk you through it. So, 'di ba, at the end of the day, ikaw lang naman kailangan mo. At the end of the day, that's it. So, yun.
Hello. Sorry. Nawala ako.
Pero, ako na ba?
Yeah.
Ikaw na. Sorry, nawala ako.
Hindi ko alam kung ako ba yung nawala. Pero, andito pa ba ako? Ako connect ko rin sa kanilang dalawa kasi pare-para tayo ng pinanggalingan, no? So, I've had a lot of mentors. Kasi kahit anong pangangailangan mo, there's a mentor for that. All the time. Parang merong palaging mag-guide sa'yo. Pero, siguro kasi overachiever ako. Tapos sabi ko nga, ako yung sheltered dito sa grupong to. And I have everything. The number one naman that I didn't have that much was faith. So I felt I could control everything, but I could not accept that there are some things that I cannot control. Or hindi ako open to change, yung ganyan. So, kailangan kaya ko siya. Alam nila Tets yan kasi naging senior nila ako. So, alam nila yung pagiging control freak ko. And so, for me, aside from, lahat ng bagay, tama naman si Tets, maaaral mo yan. And there are a lot of, seminaryan ako so there's a lot of seminars that you can attend. Seminaryan ako. So, kung ano yung nandyan, attend ako ng seminar na yan. So, For me, pinaka-grabing mentor na talagang nakapagpabago ng buhay ko, syempre ako, Brother Bo Sanchez. Kasi nga hindi naman ako, nagsimba ako ganyan regular, pero yung sa faith, yung really surrendering to a higher being that has control over everything, that's so